Hey everyone, welcome back, and today I'm here with my second update video on the Spectral Shield Throw Raider. So I've got a quick update here. I'm out of axe, of course, and I've got some gear. And I just want to explain how I got it. I'll show you guys how the build looks like and what I'm planning to do in terms of upgrades for the future as well, because I'm definitely got plenty of work to do in that department. But I'm just being a bit more careful with currency because this build is actually a lot more popular than I expected, and some of the things that just cost a crazy amount of currency, even though it doesn't feel worth to put. It's like not worth that amount of currency, so I'm gonna have to find different ways or just wait. Because I don't, even though I have the currency, I don't feel comfortable spending that much because I know the value is gonna drop because people are gonna go to other builds, and then, uh, I'm gonna overall lose currency by buying those really expensive things. So, first of all, I crafted myself one of these. Now, these are really not hard to make at all. What I did with this, Elesshar or Elesshar has a really good video on how to make these. And basically what you do is you put an etheric and jagged fossil and spam it on a at least eye level 83 harpy rapier or any base that you'd like. And it has to be shaper influenced. And I got really lucky. It only took me like 10 tries or something, and I got double max roll, extra fire and cold. I did not divine this. And once I hit that, I had three suffixes and prefixes, so I just gamble annulled, and I annulled a suffix really luckily, and then I crafted prefixes cannot be changed, and then I veil chaos for the crit multi when a rare or unique is nearby. I was hoping to get trigger, but I didn't get it. And crafting trigger, I actually tried the crafted trigger for the 8-second cooldown, but it felt way too long for this build, for Sniper's Mark and Hydrosphere, so I ended up replacing that with just normal multi. So as you can see, we have a lot of multi on this sword, which is really cool, and we have the as extra. I actually exalt slammed the 5 mana on kill, which was unfortunate. I was hoping to get something pretty good, but I didn't get anything decent. But yeah, so my main concern to switching to Harpy Rapier from the Princess Saber that I was earlier using in Axe was the attack speed difference. But honestly, I didn't feel much of an attack speed difference at all after switching, so I don't think attack speed is too important on this build. At least it didn't feel like it. And yeah, so the other thing that I changed was the shield. So I bought this shield for about 3 exalts, and it costs so much because it doesn't look very great out on when you first glance at it. But the main reason you want it is for the high evasion and high energy shield. Now, having high evasion and energy shield gives you the ability to scale your spectral shield through. As you can see, you get evasion rating here, and now I need to buy a phantasmal spectral shield through so that I get multi. I think it's 20 multi per 100 energy shield on your shield, something like that. So it's really, really good. That will give me 60 multi, and you also want energy shield for the Seething Fury jewel because it gives you stats. It gives you crit basically and crit multi per 10 ES on your shield. So as you can see, it's super good for me. The shield that I have over here, and obviously it has a lot of evasion. I think it was worth 3 exalts, and I didn't really want to bother crafting it myself. As you can see here, this is a genuine T1 T2 evasion ES shield, and it's not essence, so it doesn't look like this was easy to get by myself. And I know essence crafting it is pretty popular, but I don't think you can get this high numbers with essences. So yeah, and you also have to account for getting ES on top, which is really annoying. And the implicit here for the Supreme Spike Shield is really, really good as well. Spell dodge is always appreciated, because it's much harder to get than attack dodge. The other thing I have is the Dark Ray Vectors. These are just a no-brainer budget boots that just do everything you'd kind of want it to do. And yeah, it's super good. We have a high lightning res roll on this, and I need to still get a lab enchant for these boots. That's the only thing that's really missing. I got some basic Stygian Vice, which has some elemental damage with attack skills, and a Bestial with some life and multi, and blind on hit, which is pretty good as well. I still need to get a +1 Frenzy Hymn Sorrow. That's something that I do think is worth the cost. I think it's like 3 exalts, but I do think a Frenzy is worth 3 exalts. Because we're Raider and we scale frenzies very heavily through Disciple of the Slaughter and Avatar of the Slaughter, which is really, really good. And I still need to get Uber Lab, of course. I'm still in like really early stages. I'm only like level 71 or 72. So yeah. So the helmet, I decided to use Rat's Nest. Now, ideally, I'm actually saving up, not saving up, but I'm planning to get a what's it called? A lion's pelt and craft one myself with nearby enemies have minus cold res with this what's it called, the helm enchant, which is apparently really good for clearing, because that's my main concern with the build right now. The clear isn't too good, but the single target is pretty damn good, and the helm enchant should help with the clear quite a lot. So yeah. And then the other thing that I got was the Lionized Vision. This is pretty good. It just helps you with Pierce, and you basically don't need to spec into any Pierce on the tree, which is really, really good. We got a Taming to help with Resist, and it's just generally a high damage, high resist ring, which is really nice. And then we just got some random ring here that has some strength, because we really badly need strength on this build, and some elemental damage with attack skills. And a bunch of res and life, a little bit of life, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Now, it does look like I'm really squishy. I have 2.8k life, but we do feel super tanky because we are fully dodge based and evasion based, and it feels really, really good. Even though it may like we can still get one shot, but it doesn't feel that bad. I still need to sort out my flasks. I'm still using the one I was using an axe, so they're not optimized at all. And yeah, I wanted to show you guys my tree and like a map of me playing too. So right now, my plans for the tree, I wanted to take Assassination on spec out of this point, and we want to keep Ellie focused for the Ailment immunity. So right now, the reason we take this, and it looks really troll, but we take the whole thick skin wheel, we take crystal skin, and we take elemental focus, and combining all of these, we actually get full ailment immunity. So we get the ignite, the chill is a bit higher because we already have some from somewhere else, and we have 100% shock as well. So that's the reason why we take that. It's super, super important, and it's not actually on the Tuna's build PoB, at least not the scuffed one. So the reason I did this is because I value ailment immunity very highly, and I'm happy to spend many points on the tree to get it. And I don't really care about losing some damage, to be honest with you, because ailment immunity is just way too important. I even not just freeze guys, like shock is really important. Brittle and sap, they can really mess you up, and monsters can apply them. So it's just not a good time if you don't have ailment immunity. And yeah, so my plans are to spec into Assassination, get the cluster going, unspec out of Mind Drinker once I get the cluster going. The reason I have Mind Drinker is just because of the leech. And once I get the cluster, the leech will be sorted. And ideally, after that, when I'm post level 92, I would like to get a Legion Jaw over here to help with some strength. And then that will allow me to get a much better amulet. Right now, I'm just using this. I bought this one off trade. I think it was like 2 exalts or something. But it was really good compared to the other ones, and this one I checked on PoB that does give pretty similar damage to a pretty decent one. So yeah, that is it for the tree and my gear so far. I'll just show you guys a quick preview of the map. And the other reason I want to run trigger, one thing before I start the map, is because I have so many buttons to press here, which is a bit annoying, but Sniper's Mark and Hydrosphere only really press in a boss fight. Everything else is like kind of easy. Shield Charge and Flame Dash is fine. Blood Rage, you only have to like proc it at the beginning of the map. Ice Golem, you do have to like kind of bring it out here and there because it dies, unfortunately, and it really helps with the accuracy, which is another problem right now that we're struggling with. Oh wait, sorry. So I also enabled Precision. I have an Enlightened setup on my Purity and Hatred, so I can have some bit more mana to breathe with, and I'm using a level 13 or 14 Precision, so that's helping our chance to hit. I think we actually, for now, we might have 100% without Ice Golem, but as we get to higher levels, it's going to lower our hit chance. So that is how that works. In high 10 maps, the monsters have a higher chance to evade or something like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this map. And yeah, so far the map, the build has been pretty smooth, and the only concern I'm having right now is the clear isn't the best, but it's not like the biggest problem, if that makes sense. Like, it's completely fine. And I really feel like with this build, you can just run into a pack and it's completely fine. You don't get punished for it because you're fully dodge based. You might take a chunk here and there, but overall, it's not too bad. So yeah, as you can see, the clear isn't the best. You can see that there's a lot of monsters being left around. But to be fair, this map is overjuiced because I currently in Turn's End have some elevated sections left over from when I was juicing with Autobots. So there's a bunch of like, you know, monsters added to the map that wouldn't normally be here. But yeah, I am planning to fix my flasks. That's like one of my high priority things, so I can just go AFK flask mode. But I'm kind of waiting for them to add the instilling orb change, which they're adding this week, which is where they basically adding it onto the crafting bench, and you won't have to gamble your instilling orbs anymore, which is such a huge quality of life. And I'm really, really happy they're doing that. I'm also really happy that they're actually improving the league at this point, because normally they kind of give up on the league, but they're actually improving it, which is super duper nice. So as you can see, the build is so tanky. Like I feel really, really tanky, which is good. And you can just run into a pack. And we do have Fortify from our shield charge, which is really good as well. And expeditions, they do feel a bit rippy if you take the bad mods, but that's just how the mechanic is. You just need to read yourself what mods you're taking. So let me show you guys a expedition, because you're probably wondering how it performs in that. And I would like to know as well if I was watching a build preview. But yeah, there is a lot of monsters. Like the only problem I have with expedition is that you have to clear so many monsters around it and then do the content. It's a bit slow, the content, but overall it's not too bad. Okay, so we never ever want to take immune to cold, because our main damage source is cold. So we will skip that. I've actually been going for these skulls way more, because apparently they give like logbooks and stuff. At least I heard that that was the best thing to take. Like these big skulls over here. But I don't know if they changed it or whatever. Also, this mod here is really bad. Hits against monsters cannot be crit strikes. It's also a terrible mod for us, because we do deal a lot of crit damage. It's not entirely doomed, but it's not the best either. Okay, let's go. So this is how it performs then in Expedition. This is a T5 map, and I would say I'm at the point where I could probably do yellow maps for sure, but I'm just showing you a lower tier map because my actual character level is really, really low. Because Expedition doesn't actually give that much XP, so it's kind of slow to level up right now. And I'm not playing the game that much. But yeah, as you can see, it was just a breeze there. And I did not really interact with anything. And I didn't have to use Hydrosphere or anything like that, which was really nice. So I'm going to go back to loot that, but yeah. I don't know what these explodey things are. But yeah, guys, that is the build preview. I guess I'll show you guys the boss real quick as well, because you're probably wondering how the boss damage looks. So I'm just going to try and rush to the boss here and complete this map in my own time. But yeah, let's skip to the boss real quick. So you want to stamp his mark Hydrosphere, and then you just go ham. As you can see, our damage is really, really good. And yeah, that is the build preview. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of the build so far. And if you have any suggestions for improvements or anything I could be doing better, let me know as well. Anything you spot out maybe on the tree or my gear or anything like that, just let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.